A Sonker is a great big cobbler with roots in Surrey County, North Carolina, which is in Blue Ridge Mountains up near Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Did you hear that from the over
Go
here?
Heels.
He knows a thing or two.
Yes.
Yeah,
He went,
that's right.
he went to UNC.
Okay.
Tar Heel right here.
Does he have the biggest piece? Because no offense, but
Have you ever heard of a Sonker, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah. You've definitely eaten one.
This is my first one, though. I've been waiting.
exactly.
Yeah, you have been waiting. Okay, the first time the Sonker in this house, then.
That's right. Which, guess what? You're going to go Sonkers over it. So you guys All right, so we have our filling here. So what are we doing first?
Yes. Well, we've got, I mean, you know how to make a fruit pie. This is just a bigger version of it. It's a big cobbler. So I've got beautiful plums that are in season right now, and the gorgeous, this is going to turn the prettiest purple color. And in this bowl, I've got flour, sugar, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon. You could use any spices. I like allspice. I like cloves. I like ginger. You put the fruit, just like you were making an apple pie, any fruit pie. You put those in, and then you want to mix
together.
and get everything pretty much
so
evenly
good.
coated. And
This
Debbie, I'm
makes
gonna
the fruit
give
so delicious.
Yes, you do that. And we've
Okay.
got a lovely deep dish. Make a deep dish lined with crust. You can use any crust recipe. You want to have enough for 3 pie crusts if you were counting them up.
Okay.
But you line it and then pour
just
that in.
pour?
Just all of it. We may not hold everything, but we fill it to the top with the fruit.
So basically, that's the key to a Sonker. It's really just overflowing deep dish pie.
I like overflowing is the operative word. Yes,
Okay.
fruit and sugar. The flour is in there just to make it thicken up.
I'm
there
having
we go.
sensory overload right now.
Yes. Now this is going to cook down, so you want to fill it right up to the top.
Okay.
I'm going to toss those babies in. They've been right here on the counter.
All right.
And second step, that's a little bit unusual for a Sonker, is instead of dotting it with butter as you do with a lot of pies, I'm going to pour melted butter over
my
the
God,
top
that's
to make sure it goes
beautiful.
everywhere.
As one
And then, because this is about juiciness, you add a little bit of water.
To get
And then you would, the most typical Sonker would be a solid pastry crust. You'd cover it completely. I like to do an easy lattice top.
And you do a beautiful lattice, by
Well,
the way.
I can do a beautiful one or I can do a fast one. And let me show you how this comes out.
Okay, so we've had this cooking in the baking in the oven for a second. How long has it been in there?
It's been in there probably 45 minutes. You can see
that's
it's almost ready. And the juices have come up to the top. Look at that
bubbling.
color, Debbie.
So you want it in there for 45 minutes, and I see your
Yes, and
easy
see,
lattice.
it's browned. It's almost. You just lay it in one direction and then lay it in
And
the
you
other
don't
direction.
cross it
They're
over,
not
which is
woven. It's
fine.
like a tic-tac-toe board.
And I bet you
does
it
fine.
tastes just as good.
It tastes just as good. It's coated with things. No one is questioning you, and if they are, please come early and help me make real lattice next time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we've got dip. We'll talk about what it is in just a minute, but I've got this dip that I made that's on the stove, and I take it out before it's quite done, and I pour this over the top, and this just adds a little bit of richness. And this is going to caramelize a little bit.
So what is this exactly?
So it's vanilla milk dip. It's the other thing that's typical of a Sonker. It's whole milk, sugar, a little bit of cornstarch, a little bit of vanilla. You would think it was a custard sauce, but there's no egg.
So it's like a condensed milk homemade.
Exactly. It's not quite that sweet if the sweetness bothers you, but that is the dip. Now this needs to go back in for another 10 to 15 minutes.
All right, let me
While you're putting that back there, I got to point out the fact that I feel like this is the perfect combination of sweet and a little tart at the same time.
Yes.
I thought watching you make it, I thought it was going to be a little too sweet for me, but it's a really nice balance.
The fruit stands up.
So let me tell you something about a Sonker. It's definitely dense.
Yes, it's
heavy.
got that good upper arm
my
movement.
at-home workout.
I was going to say, you could. You certainly could.
And you can see how the dip has caramelized and made just a little bit of creaminess on the top. That's a very old school way to do it. Look at that color, Debbie. It's just gorgeous purple. Now this one is, of course, purple with plums. You could do it with peaches. You could do it with any stone fruit. Apricots would be wonderful. I like to mix it up. Different plums. They're all different colors.
Interesting.
Now let's serve ourselves a
we put
little
this
bit
more?
of it. No, right now there's enough on that. We're going to put that on our servings.
You're just going to serve this up and
So
have it.
that's-
While you're doing that.
Exactly.
That's the condensed milk
Oh, so
again.
that's what
Yes,
this plate
yeah,
is
that's
for.
just a little. That's a beautiful.
More. Did you hear that?
Yes,
He's like,
He's ready.
that's what we like to
Use
hear.
for the plate under there. There you go. Now,
And this is all. And remember, there's dig down because there is pastry crust on the bottom. There's crust all over.
that's some of the best. Found
Here
it.
you go. Here you go. Let me top it off.
And of course,
recently, I got to ask you this, Nancy. Recently, you went in search of Sonker, right? Surrey County, North Carolina. Tell me about this little journey you took.
I think In Search of Sonker is the name of my next book.
Oh, I love that.
That is beautifully
Sounds like
said.
What a great name.
And we're going to pour a little bit of milk
Start
on
in
my
Search of
top.
Sonker.
An epic
I traveled to Surrey County, North Carolina. There are old tobacco barns. There are winding roads. There's mountain stores. And in Surrey County, North Carolina, there's a Sonker Trail. The county is so proud of this dish, and people are so crazy about it, that there are 8 or 10 places that have Sonkers on the menu, and you can go and visit those and try the ones that they have there.
Have they been? Look at the different ones.
And the point is that they're different. They're not all the same. So I'll say, well, that's not what mine's like. And they'll say, well, my grandmama did it this way, and that makes it theirs.
If grandmama did it, that's the right way.
Now, I would tell you in my recipe, if you ask for the recipe, it says let it cool for at least an hour. It's really hard to do that if people are around.
Case in point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. We're doing all right. We can
I'd
back you up
also
on that,
say
Nancy.
eat it with a spoon.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. We'll use a
Okay.
fork
Have
here.
they been able to track down whoever made the first Sonker?
You know, that the name, it doesn't make any sense. It goes back certainly to the turn of the century, and people say, oh, it's from German or something. Nobody really knows, but everybody knows it's good. The most common ones are peach, and sweet potato is really common during the
Sweet potato,
fall.
interesting.
And I like this kind of dish for a party. I really like to have something that is easy to serve. This is wonderful at room temperature. You can make it the day before.
Let me tell you something, Nancy. Anytime you're bringing a Sonker, it's certainly a party.
Yeah, that's right.